Hey, what is up you guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to do a sit down video talking about my hair journey from 2014 to now. So about 4 years. This is where I'm at now with my length. And yeah, it's been a long road, so I kind of wanted to go from point A to point B, which is now. If you enjoyed that, keep on watching. Be sure to like this video if you like it. Subscribe to me. I post every single Tuesday, so turn on my post notifications because sometimes I forget. Yeah, so I'm just gonna get right into it. So all throughout elementary school, I had naturally curly hair. I have like 3B, 3C hair combination. My underneath is a lot curlier than on top. But yeah, I mainly lived with my mom for like the majority of the time I lived with my mom. And my mom did not really know what to do with my hair because it was very curly. She has naturally straight hair and it was just not what she knew how to take care of, which I mean, like, is obviously not her fault, but like, so I mainly had like big poofy ponytails every day and just a lot of tangliness, and I wouldn't let her brush it because I was really tender-headed growing up. So after a while it started to become almost like too much, so we talked about getting a relaxing treatment. And if you don't know what that is, it's like a little box and it's chemicals that basically just straighten out your curls, make them looser, or straighten them all completely. We did one of the ones that are just supposed to keep your curls but loosen them out so they're not as hard to manage. I talked a lot with my mom and my dad about that, and eventually when I was going into the 5th grade we had tried it. The first time we did it, my hair came out really healthy, really curly still, but just a lot easier to manage and a lot looser, and I was in love with it. It made my hair nice, and my hair was still soft but still curly, and I really loved it. We started the treatments. Once we started, we kept doing it probably every 2 or so months, and this probably went on for, I would say, like 3 years. I was chemically straightening my hair. Maybe 4. Chemically straighten my hair every 2 months. At first, like I said, it stayed pretty healthy, and then eventually my curls were completely falling out. They were completely dead. But after, like, you kind of stop realizing because it was a slow process. So in the beginning it was fine, and then it started getting slightly more damage to the point where my hair was brittle. It was dry all the time. You could barely get a brush through it because it was so dry. My curls were no longer like coily or like spirally, but more like an S shape, and was just wavy at that point. It did not look good. In the 7th grade, I would say, I started experimenting with different colors. So I would do a lot of browns with red undertones. I did just red hair, and I did like purples in my hair because I was experimenting with different hair, and it was just not good. I was starting to get orange when the colors would fade, so my hair would start to turn orange or red. It was not pretty. And I was straightening my hair almost every 2 to 3 days because the curls just weren't working and my hair was just a complete mess. And I think it wasn't until 2016 where I started watching videos about people in their healthy hair journey, going from brittle hair to the point of like, I remember the last time I ever did a relaxer, my hair was coming out in like clumps because it was just so unhealthy and it was so damaging. And I watched a video on like other people's healthy hair routines and like how they came from really damaged hair to really healthy hair, and I decided, sitting on my couch with my mom across from me right before we were about to move, that I wanted to start my own healthy hair journey. So I never did a big chop. I never really cut my hair really short to start. I just kind of started growing it like right from the top to the bottom. I stopped applying heat. I stopped relaxing, and I stopped coloring my hair. At first it did not look very good. It was very orange. It was very like straight, breaking, brittle, super dry. So now I'm gonna kind of go into like how I started maintaining my hair. I was doing hair masks every week. I probably switched on and off to like homemade hair masks to store-bought hair masks. I cut all of my products in my collection that had silicones and sulfates in them. How you know that is basically if it ends in ATE, it has sulfates, and if it ends in CON or CONE, then it has silicones in it. So I would steer away from products. I started looking right at the ingredients when buying new products. I used to wash my hair every single day. Now I wash it once a week, and I switch off with either a co-wash. One week I would do a co-wash, the other week I would do shampoo. What else did I do? I stopped applying heat completely. No heat, no relaxers, no color. I just let it do what it had to do. So I would say the first year was like really uncomfortable. I had to figure out hairstyles that I liked in order to keep it, you know, healthy and not doing too much messing with it. So I did a lot of like space buns. I did a lot of updos because my hair was probably this much grown out, and then the rest was just like straight. And the curls or like waves that were there before was starting to somewhat restore, but if you damage them to a certain point, there's a point of no return where it can't get completely back to normal. If your curls are somewhat damaged from heat or from color, there are ways to get it back to normal, but my hair was damaged way too far beyond like return. So there were a lot of like uncomfortable hair stages, and anyone who's done like a healthy hair journey will tell you that. But then I would say probably when my hair grew down to here, I would say mid 2017, early 2017, I cut all of the dead part off and had a really short haircut, and I didn't really love it, but I figured out what to do with it. I got bangs, like front bangs, and they didn't really work out for me, and now I have like these short hairs that I'm trying to grow out. But I had front bangs and short hair. I didn't love it, but I dealt with it for the time being. And then probably late 2017, or I would say early 2017, I decided, since my hair was back to normal, since my hair was completely healthy after I did that cut, I would bleach it and go blonde at first. So my hairdresser was really good about it. We didn't bleach it right away. We didn't go completely blonde right away. We talked about it. I started off by bringing the brown hair up a color and adding a little bit of highlights. So it wasn't very blonde. It was more of like a lighter brown. I have very dark, almost black hair, as you can see. Almost black hair, so it was still pretty light for me. And then every 3 months I would go back and we would do it again. The next time we went up another shade blonde and then did more highlights. And my hair was doing pretty good, no problems. And at this point I wasn't really straightening it. I only straightened my hair probably once or twice a year. So yeah, we went up another shade, and then I think I got my hair done probably like 3 times, bleached like 3 times, and this most recent time was like the blondest I've ever been. Like my roots were like blonde, my whole head was blonde. I had a lot of highlights, and this is where we're at right now. My hair's grown in a lot, probably like 1 or 2 inches. and it's turned a little bit brassy. I used like the purple shampoos and stuff, but it didn't really work for me and it dried my hair out a lot. So I have a lot of brassiness, and a lot of my curls died, which was really sad for me after so much work. So I am officially done. I decided recently that I'm done bleaching my hair. I'm not gonna do it again. Even though I love the way it looks, it's just not worth the damage. It's not worth damaging all of the work that I've done for the past 4 or 5 years. So I'm going to dye it back to this color and let it grow out. I'm gonna just use a box dye, and if that doesn't work, I'll go get it done professionally, but I will, you know, we'll see what happens with that. I might record me dyeing it. So yeah, I would say that in late 2017 was probably the first time I was really happy with how my hair looked, really happy with how healthy and full it is. I've gotten a lot of length back. I would say in the last year I've grown like 3 inches. I've done a lot of like oil massages, like, so I'll every day for a week out of a month, so 1 week out of a month, every single day I will massage my scalp with either castor oil, avocado oil, some type of strengthening growth oil to make my hair grow. I'll do that every single night before I go to bed, just massage my roots. I only do this for 1 week out of a month because if you do it every single day for however long, your hair will get used to the process. It'll stop growing. So if you give it 3 weeks off and do 1 solid week, that made my hair grow a lot faster. I also did a lot of like homemade hair masks. My favorite ones have like avocado, mayonnaise, egg whites, and bananas. I would say if you're gonna use bananas in a hair mask, you blend it up in a blender, because if you don't, it'll like get clumpy and you'll never be able to get the banana out of your hair if you just mush it with a fork. So yeah, this is where I am now. I'm like nowhere near where I want to be, but I have made a lot of progress. If there's any recommendations that anyone has for me on how to continue my journey and make my hair grow even longer, leave them in the comments, because I am not done. I still need lots of help, and the bleaching set me back a little bit, but that was my own decision to do. What else? So I'll probably end it with like advice for people who want to do their healthy hair routine. I would say there are going to be times where it is uncomfortable and it doesn't look great. Figure out hairstyles that work best for you. Like I did a lot of space buns, a lot of braids, a lot of updos, slick backed buns, stuff that works for you. Figure out products that work for your hair. My favorite product is this is what I use right now, the Jane Carter. Focus. The Jane Carter Incredible Curls Cream is what I use right now. I also like a lot of the Camille Rose products. So this is the Curl Maker. I don't think that'll focus. Oh, not on me. The Curl Maker. It's like a gel. It's pretty goopy, but it definitely has a lot of focus. Has a lot of hold. I also use a lot of Shea Moisture, like this curl enhancing smoothie. Ooh, come on. The curl enhancing smoothie. I also like Carol's Daughter. Anything, what is it doing now? Anything with like no sulfates, no silicones that'll dry out your hair. I would also say do a lot of homemade hair masks. I'd say that's the cheapest way to keep your hair that's the cheapest way to keep your hair moisturized. I took a lot of like hair, skin, and nails pills. They helped a lot. What else? Don't do a lot of tight hairstyles. That's not good for the hair follicles and it will not grow. Use a lot of hair oils. when my hair was really short, I would pick it out with this pick right here. And just if you pick out the roots, the curls will stay, but your hair will look longer. I also like the picks that have like coconut oil infused in them. It like reduces frizz. No heat, no relaxers, no dye. That is like the biggest thing. And yeah, so yeah, that's about it. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If you enjoyed me, subscribe to my channel, turn on my post notifications. I post every single Tuesday, unless I forget. So that's why it's important to turn on my post notifications. Leave a comment if you have any recommendations for me about what I should do to continue my healthy hair journey. Leave comments letting me know if you want to see anything else. I had a lot of ideas to do either like a skincare routine. I've been doing like these DIY like lash extensions. Leave a comment and I will do a tutorial on that. But or like my hair routine or my makeup routine, even though I haven't been wearing a lot of makeup. But yeah, so thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next Tuesday. Thank you so much. Bye. Oh, I need to cut.